When treating a patellar tendinopathy, much of the focus goes to the quads and patellar tendon, but you also need to look at the calf and Achilles. In my podcast with Enda King, he was talking about people who do pogo hops and getting excessive bend at the knee. He said they don't have ankle stiffness, so they're going to tap into the next available resource along the kinetic chain, which invariably is their patellar tendon. So when it comes to getting back good ankle stiffness, you can train the calf and Achilles similar to how you train the knee extensors in a 4-stage process. So you can do isometrics like an iso lunge with the heel elevated. You can do this calf hamstring, David Gray full molar bridge. These can both be done in an isometric phase. When you can move on to isotonics, you can do a seated calf raise for the soleus. You can do a standing calf raise for the gastroc. But what about when you get into stage 3, the store and release activities? What should the progression for ankle stiffness look like? In this BJSM podcast with Enda King, he talked about some of the problems with the ankle stiffness progressions. A lot of people use exercises that are too difficult. If you're doing bounding and you're trying to get it for ankle stiffness, you might be on the ground for way too long. Your heel might be smacking on the ground. You might get big anterior tibial translation, and you might get knee pain. He suggests rolling the exercises back, doing very simple exercises with good technique. The progression Enda laid out in the podcast for developing ankle stiffness looked like this. It went double leg pogos into alternate leg pogos into single leg pogos into hurdle hopping into double leg tuck jumps and finally into single leg tuck jumps. If we look at this progression, it goes from extensive to intensive. The beginning exercises can be done for hundreds of reps to accumulate volume. As you move down, as your ankle stiffness gets better, the exercises get more difficult, so you're going to probably do less volume with those. Just like with the 4-stage process for the knee extensors, how do you know when to progress and regress? You know based off of pain and function. So pain for these, you're very unlikely to provoke patellar tendon pain with a double leg pogo. You're a lot more likely to provoke it with the ending of a single leg tuck jump. So as the athlete is getting better at the exercises, as the pain stays stable or gets less, they can progress exercises. You also base it off of function. If you watch the athlete do it and they display ankle stiffness by not letting their heel smack the ground, that's how you know they're doing good with the exercise and they probably can progress. When it comes to the hurdle hopping exercises, you should start with very low hurdles and progress as the athlete displays good ankle stiffness, but you don't want to go to crazy high hurdles because it's not going to be for ankle stiffness anymore. You're going to get too much knee bend. It's not that those high hurdle exercises are bad. It's just that this progression is for ankle stiffness, and that's what we're trying to develop. When it comes to the tuck jumps, just make sure that the athlete is not doing a major counter movement, but they're getting a lot of this from the ankles. You're going to be involving a little bit more of the knee extensors as the intensity of all these plyometrics go up, but we're still trying to develop ankle stiffness. So the double leg tuck jump shouldn't be too difficult. The single leg tuck jump can be very difficult. Maybe the athlete starts, jump off of one leg, land on two. As they get more comfortable with that, they can jump off of one leg and land on one. So to finish off that point on ankle stiffness, Enda said, if you can get someone to a level where they're doing good quality single leg tuck jumps, that's a very, very good baseline to work off. So if you follow those stages with getting the isometrics, getting the isotonics, and then getting a good store and release progression with the ankles, you should get them to the point where everything you do loads the patellar tendon less because the ankle is so well developed. So try that out. Hopefully that helps. Enjoy.